Have you ever been the victim of bullying, or do you know someone in this situation? Have you ever felt helpless, alone, and trapped at the receiving end of verbal and physical harassment? If the answer is yes, I will teach you a few simple tricks on how to safely overcome these situations and never put yourself in a similar position again.
We talk about bullying when there's a repeated harassment action. The victims can't defend themselves, and the harasser intentionally wishes to cause harm, so it's not a simple gesture. The witnesses have a very important role to play in this phenomenon because through their reaction they can either encourage or discourage the aggressor. Whoever went through this knows that it can make you feel excluded, alone, and worthless. The harassment is a very serious event which can virtually turn a life around with a series of consequences like affecting the quality of your social relationships, anxiety, drop in academic performance, sleeping and eating disorders, depression.
I want to teach you a few simple tricks on how to take control over this phenomenon and stop bullying.
The bully is successful as long as his actions have a negative impact on you. The more affected you are by his harassment, the more power he gets over you. To control this phenomenon, it is very important to stop thinking of yourself as a victim, to get out of the victim mindset, and to practice self control. Imagine a power scale. If you manage the bully's harassment efficiently, you will balance the scale in your favor. Definitely, you must have heard advice like ignore the bully or ignore the insults. This could work out if, for example, someone unknown insults you on the street, but unfortunately, if this harassment happens again and again throughout a longer period of time, this is not good advice. If you avoid confrontation, the bully will be encouraged by your lack of action and will consider you weak for this reason, which will only fuel his bad behavior furthermore. You must know that you are strong if you don't allow the bad words and insults to get to you. You are the same person that you were before the insults, and these words don't chip away your value. How do you do this? Firstly, ask yourself whether what the bully says about you is true or not. If the insults are based on a true fact, like you are very tall or short, you wear glasses, you have weight problems, there is no point in denying or in justifying yourself to the bully. This would only feed his behavior and give him satisfaction. Instead, you can show him that you already knew that, which will surely disarm him. If you accept the things that you can't change at the moment, no insult can really get to you. If the insults are based on a fabrication, on something made up, or unrealistic associations like horse's head or four eyes, be sure that obviously it can't be the truth, as the bully surely doesn't want to inform you but to intimidate you. Be calm, simple words can't transform you into something that you're not. Studies show that one can gain more confidence by taking self-defense courses. Here, I will teach you verbal negotiation techniques which can help you overcome the victim mentality. Just remember, the most important thing is to stop thinking of yourself as a victim. You always have a choice. What matters the most is for you to show that you are confident on both verbal and non-verbal levels and that you are not impressed with the bully's performance. Be sure that in fact the bully is nothing more than a performer on stage desperate for the audience's reactions and applause. If he can't get to you, his motivation to continue this game of power will soon fade.
Depending on your personality and the context, you can either react in a passive neutral or a dominant way. This is how you can easily manage a bullying situation. First of all, try to keep calm when someone insults you. For example, if they say that you are ugly, simply and indifferently respond, okay, or thank you for the information. If they accuse you of something you didn't do, you can answer with a question like, do you really believe this? Followed by, you are free to believe whatever you like.
Another option is the positive answer, which might disarm the harasser. Bully. You're ugly. Victim. You are quite good looking. Bully. Four eyes. Victim. It's good that you don't need glasses.
If you made up your mind to stand up to the bully, you can do this by being polite but steady without returning the insults. You can tell the harasser that his behavior is rude and you politely ask him to stop. There's a possibility that a colleague didn't notice that his jokes were over the line without meaning to really insult you. It is important to let him know that you don't like this kind of jokes without showing that it emotionally affected you by being calm and relaxed when you talk. If you feel ready, you can use humor and irony through mirror responses, but be careful to remain polite and not resort to insults. Though you should know that this strategy is potentially risky because by being confronted, the bully can either lose interest in the game that doesn't bring him any more satisfaction, or he can escalate, going from verbal to physical harassment because simply he doesn't like losing ground. This is why it is advisable to use this strategy only if the other options have failed, but be ready for a confrontation in this case.
Remember, it's not a weakness to seek help. If you can't deal with the problem on your own, you can always ask someone for help. If you are a student, it can be your parents, the school counselor, and your teachers, who, with their expertise, can provide a new perspective over the situation and can directly intervene at your school. Be aware that almost every school is equipped with free of charge counseling services where you can ask for assistance. You should know that you are not alone, you are valuable, and you are worthy of respect exactly the way you are, and you don't have to try to make yourself liked by the aggressor or by anyone else.
I'm Alexandra from Rose Garden Edu. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please press like and subscribe so I'll know that you want me to create more content of this kind. Bye bye, see you soon!